Have you ever stopped to think about how the salt you consume every day might be affecting your health? In this video, we'll discuss the impact of excess sodium on your blood pressure and how it influences your heart's function. If you've ever wondered why you've been feeling more tired or struggling with high blood pressure, this video will help you understand what's behind those signals. We'll clearly explore how too much sodium can be a silent villain and show you what you can do today to change that reality. Beyond just information, you'll discover practical tips to reduce your sodium intake and improve your cardiovascular health. Imagine being able to control your blood pressure without relying on so many medications. So, if you're worried about your health, feeling the effects of high blood pressure, or just want to better understand how to take care of your heart, stick around until the end. The tips we share could transform your lifestyle and even save your life. Have you ever considered how something as small as a grain of salt can exert so much control over your body? Sodium, one of the main components of salt, is crucial for vital functions like fluid regulation, muscle contraction, and even nerve function. Without it, our bodies simply wouldn't operate properly. However, like a double-edged sword, this mineral can be both a friend and a foe. What many people don't realize is that in excess, sodium can start causing devastating side effects, silently. The World Health Organization recommends that adults consume no more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day, which is about 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, stop and think. How many times have you exceeded that limit without realizing it? In the hustle and bustle of daily life, sodium hides in seemingly harmless foods, accumulating until a simple habit turns into a ticking time bomb inside your body. When that limit is surpassed, what was once essential becomes an invisible enemy, putting pressure on vital systems and paving the way for bigger problems like hypertension. Every time you consume something salty, it's like you're calling water into your body, trapping it where it shouldn't be. Excess sodium makes your kidneys work hard to maintain fluid balance, holding more water in your tissues and bloodstream. This fluid buildup creates invisible pressure, as if your body is being inflated from the inside out, stressing your veins, organs, and especially your heart, all without you feeling a thing. At least, not right away. With more water retained in the blood, the volume within the arteries increases, forcing your heart to work harder to pump. It's like filling an old hose with water at high pressure. Eventually, something's got to give. But unlike a hose, your blood vessels don't rupture easily. They endure until the tension built up over the years starts to wear down the artery walls, all without a warning. Meanwhile, you go on living your routine, unaware that each extra pinch of salt could be leading your body down a dangerous and irreversible path. Now, imagine what happens when this internal pressure starts to rise slowly, day after day, without you noticing. Every salty meal, every seemingly harmless snack, overloads your arteries. Sodium, building up in the body, acts like an invisible force that narrows blood vessels, hardening their walls and restricting blood flow. The result? Your heart has to beat faster and harder just to get the blood circulating. But this constant effort doesn't come without consequences. This silent battle between your heart and excess sodium is one of the main causes of hypertension, or high blood pressure. While you feel fine on the outside, inside, your cardiovascular system is on high alert, constantly fighting against the growing force in your arteries. Hypertension, often called the silent killer, doesn't cause obvious symptoms at first, but over time, it weakens your heart, blood vessels, and puts your health at risk. And with every bite, unbeknownst to you, danger looms closer. Now, picture your heart, a tireless muscle that's been beating non-stop since the day you were born. It never rests, never complains. But when you consume too much sodium, this perfect machine starts facing an invisible enemy. Each beat, Each contraction becomes harder. Sodium raises blood pressure, and over time, this constant strain takes its toll. The once strong heart begins to wear down, like a rope slowly fraying from being stretched too far. And the more salt you consume, the closer that rope comes to its breaking point. With the heart working overtime, blood vessels also start to suffer. They become stiff and less flexible, forcing the heart to pump with even more intensity. This vicious cycle can go on for years without you noticing any signs, until one day, the heart just can't take it anymore. Hypertension, caused by excess sodium, transforms into something far more dangerous: heart failure, a heart attack, or even a stroke. And what once was just an extra pinch of salt now becomes a life-threatening issue. As sodium builds up, its effects don't just stop at blood pressure. It also exponentially increases the risk of heart disease. Think of it as a silent conspiracy within your body, where each salty meal contributes to a dark plan. Too much sodium forces your heart to work harder, like an engine that wasn't designed to run at overload for so long. The more sodium, the more work for the heart. And more work means more wear and tear. The result? The heart begins to weaken, and with it, its ability to keep your body alive. But the impact doesn't stop there. Sodium doesn't act alone. It attracts allies like arterial stiffness and inflammation, which silently settle in your cardiovascular system. Together, they set the stage for even more serious diseases: heart failure, fatal arrhythmias, and sudden heart attacks. And the scariest part? All of this could be happening right now, inside you, without any evident signs. Your body, under attack, doesn't sound immediate alarms until it's too late. You might think you're safe by avoiding the salt shaker at the table, but the truth is, sodium lurks in places you'd never imagine. Processed foods, those you consume without a second thought, are loaded with this invisible enemy. Ready-made sauces, bread, canned goods, and even diet or light products. All are hidden reservoirs of sodium, just waiting to accumulate in your body with every bite. It's like there's a trap in every aisle of the supermarket, and you have no idea you're falling into it until it's too late. Sodium hides in labels, disguised as technical ingredients like monosodium glutamate and baking soda. You don't see it, but it's there, slowly poisoning your body with every harmless meal. While you think you're making healthy choices, sodium sneaks in, building its insidious presence in your arteries. And thus, the cycle continues, with every seemingly innocent snack pulling you closer to a future filled with heart problems and high blood pressure. If you believe controlling sodium is an impossible task, get ready to change your mind. There are simple yet powerful strategies that can help you take charge of your health. First, start exploring the world of spices. Swap salt for fresh herbs and natural seasonings like garlic, onion, basil, and pepper. These allies not only elevate the flavor of your dishes, but also make you forget about salt, transforming each meal into a burst of taste without the toxic sodium load. Also, be mindful of what you're putting in your shopping cart. Choosing fresh, minimally processed foods is a crucial step in reducing your sodium intake. Fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains should dominate your diet. By cooking your meals at home, you not only control the amount of sodium you consume, but also turn eating into a self-care ritual. A world where reducing sodium not only transforms your health, but also opens up a new horizon of wellness is entirely possible. By cutting down on salt in your diet, you're not just making a temporary choice, you're untying the knots that trap your circulation. Studies show that even small reductions in sodium intake can lead to significant improvements in blood pressure. Your heart begins to breathe easier, your arteries relax, and you feel lighter, almost as if you're freeing yourself from a weight you didn't know you were carrying. But the benefits go far beyond blood pressure. By cutting sodium, you open the doors to a vibrant and nutritious menu, brimming with natural flavors. The energy that once felt distant starts to flow again, and you feel revitalized. And as you make these choices, you're not just protecting your heart from devastating diseases. You're building a barrier against the daily wear and tear that sodium inflicts. It's a silent yet powerful transformation, promising to rescue your health from a battle you never knew you were fighting. Amid the invisible chaos caused by sodium, imagine a future where you regain control over your health. Every choice you make regarding your salt consumption isn't just a gesture, it's an act of courage against what lurks in the shadows. By reducing sodium, you're not just making a dietary decision, you're waging an epic battle against diseases that silently stalk. What may seem like just a little less salt transforms into a powerful shield, protecting your heart and arteries from potentially irreversible damage. The true strength of this control reveals itself when you realize that every step you take toward a more balanced diet is also a step toward a fuller life. You're not just preventing hypertension or heart disease, you're building a legacy of health, a future where wellness is your only truth. And so, throughout this journey, we've seen how sodium, despite being small, can have a colossal impact on your heart health. It's time to reclaim your body from the grips of excess sodium and take charge of your cardiovascular health. Remember, you have the power to turn the tide. Start today. Embrace these changes and watch how they ripple through your life, leading you to a path of renewed vitality and strength. Your heart and your future will thank you for it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Share this video with anyone who needs this information, and leave a comment with your questions or experiences.